Christmas is a time filled with many iconic figures: Santa Claus, Rudolph, and even the elves. However, outside of the Western world, many places associate Christmas with monsters, witches, and all sorts of demons that act as a counterpart to Santa. I'm your host Andrew, and today we'll be talking about the top 10 scary figures that have terrorized Christmas. Let's get started. At number 10 spot, we have Krampus. Krampus is a mythical creature from Germanic folklore that is traditionally associated with the Christmas season. The creature is said to be the companion of Saint Nicholas, the patron saint of children, who is better known in the English-speaking world as Santa Claus. Unlike Santa, who rewards good children with gifts, Krampus is said to punish bad children by beating them with sticks or by taking them into a basket to be eaten later. Krampus is usually depicted as a demonic creature with cloven hooves, horns, and a long pointed tongue. In some depictions, the creature also has a long thick fur coat, a tail, and long fangs. The creature is often shown carrying a basket or a bag in which it carries away misbehaving children. The origins of Krampus are not really well known, but the creature has been a part of Germanic folklore for centuries. The tradition of Krampus is particularly strong in the Alpine regions of Germany, Austria, and Italy, where the creature is still celebrated in parades and festivals during the Christmas season. Despite its fearsome reputation, the Krampus tradition is often seen as a way to add a bit of levity and mischief to the otherwise cheerful Christmas season. In other regions, people dress up as Krampus and roam the streets, scaring and teasing children and adults like it's Halloween. Overall, Krampus is a complex and interesting figure in European folklore, and its association with Christmas adds an element of fear and punishment to this holiday season. At number 9 spot, we have Grýla. Grýla is a mythical creature from Icelandic folklore who is said to be a giantess and an ogress. She is known for her insatiable appetite and is said to live in the mountains with her husband, Lepelu. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that wrong. And their 13 mischievous children known as the Yule Lads. During the Christmas season, Grýla is said to have roamed the countryside looking for misbehaving children to eat. She's often depicted as a frightening figure with sharp claws and a fierce expression at all times. Despite her fearsome reputation, she remains a popular figure in the folklore and is often featured in a lot of stories and songs. In addition to her love of eating children, Grýla is also said to have a pet cat known as the Christmas cat, which is said to eat anyone who does not receive new clothes for Christmas. This, along with her other fearsome qualities, has made Grýla a symbol of the dangers of misbehaving during the Christmas season. In some stories, she is depicted as a powerful and wise figure, offering advice and guidance to those who seek her out. But in others, she is shown to be more humorous and lighthearted character, playing pranks and causing mischief. Number 8, the Yule Lads. Talking about these guys, the Yule Lads are a beloved part of Icelandic Christmas tradition as well. These mischievous folk characters are said to visit children during the holiday season, each with their own distinct personality and mischievous habits. The Yule Lads are known for their playful pranks and trickery and are named after their favorite activities, such as spoon licker, door sniffer, and sausage swiper. Legend has it that the Yule Lads were once fearsome trolls who were then transformed into lovable mischief makers by their mother, Grýla. She sought to teach her sons how to be less destructive and more fun, and thus the Yule Lads were born. At a number 7 spot, we have the Belsnickle. The figure of the Belsnickle is shrouded in mystery and folklore with roots dating back to medieval Germany. Often portrayed as wild and unpredictable figures, the Belsnickle was said to roam the countryside during the Christmas season, visiting the homes of both the good and bad children. For those who have behaved well throughout the year, Belsnickle would reward them with sweets and small gifts, delivered from the large bag he carried with him, kind of like Santa. But for those who have been naughty, Belsnickle would have a different fate in store. Armed with a switch or a stick, he would mete out punishment to misbehaving children, beating them until they were humbled. Despite his fearsome reputation, Belsnickle was also said to have a more benevolent side. In some traditions of the legend, he was more like a traditional Santa Claus, bringing joy and cheer to good children and spreading holiday cheer wherever he went. But I just find it funny that instead of not getting presents for being naughty, you'll instead get a beating from this guy. At a number 6 spot, with the Frau Perchta. The Frau Perchta, also known as the Perchta of the Silver Tooth, is a figure from German folklore which is associated with the winter solstice and the Christmas season. She's often described as a goddess or demon who punishes those who are lazy or misbehave. As well, she is noted as being a guardian of the rules of the natural world. In some versions of the folklore, Frau Perchta is said to have one side of her face that is beautiful, while the other side is disfigured or grotesque. She is known for appearing in the nights between Christmas Eve and Epiphany, during which she would search for those who have behaved poorly and mete out punishment. Some say that this creature would also reward those who have been good and hardworking throughout the entire year. Despite all this, the Frau Perchta is also seen as a protector and guardian, particularly of children and all sorts of animals. In the Humfer list, we have Hans Trapp. Hans Trapp is a well-known figure in German folklore and is often portrayed as a clever merchant and a trickster. According to legend, he was a wealthy merchant who made a deal with the devil, in which he agreed to give the devil his soul in exchange for a large sum of gold. When the time came for the devil to collect on the deal, Hans tricked him by filling the sack with rocks instead of gold. The devil, not realizing he had been tricked, took the sack and just left, allowing Hans to keep his soul. This cunning trick earned Hans a reputation as a clever and resourceful man, and his story continues to be told in folklores and legends to this day. In many versions of the story, Hans outwits the devil not just once, but several times after finding a way to escape his grasp and keep his soul. Despite his cunning, however, Hans is also known for his generosity and kindness. In some versions of the tale, he uses his wealth and intelligence to help those in need, and is revered as a hero for his selfishness and courage. At number 4 spot, we have the Jólakötturinn. The Jólakötturinn, also known as the Christmas cat, is a mythical creature from Icelandic folklore. It is said to appear during the Christmas season and would eat naughty children who did not behave well. The name comes from the Icelandic word Jóla, which means Christmas, and Kötturinn, which means cat. According to the legend, Jólakötturinn is a large black cat with sharp teeth and claws. It is said to have the ability to take on human form, appearing as a monstrous creature with a cat's head and a human body. The Christmas set is said to prowl the streets at night, looking for misbehaving children to punish. Some believe that the legend of this creature was created as a way to scare children into behaving well during the holiday season. Even though it would technically eat children, it had a good side, which was that good kids were sometimes rewarded with gifts from the cat. Whether it be seen as a terrifying monster or a benevolent gift giver, the legend of the Christmas cat remains an important part of their tradition. Number 3, the Knecht Ruprecht. The Knecht Ruprecht is a fascinating figure from German folklore who has been part of the Christmas tradition for many centuries. Known for his association with Saint Nicholas, the Knecht Ruprecht is often portrayed as a helper or assistant to the jolly old saint. In some traditions, he is a benevolent figure who carries out the tasks that Saint Nicholas is unable to do himself, such as rewarding good children with treats and gifts. In other traditions, however, Knecht Ruprecht is a figure of fear and intimidation, threatening to punish children who have misbehaved. He's often depicted as a rugged wild figure, carrying a staff or club and wearing a bunch of fur. He is even said to carry a whip or a sack of ashes to use as punishment. Knecht Ruprecht is ultimately a figure of mercy and redemption as well. In many traditions, he is said to give children the chance to repent and reform for their behavior, offering them a second chance to be good and receive the rewards of Saint Nicholas. In this way, Knecht Ruprecht serves as a reminder to children to be good and kind and to strive to improve themselves. Number 2, the Kallikantzaroi. The Kallikantzaroi are small creatures in Greek mythology who live underground and only come out during the 12 days of Christmas, from December 25 to January 6. They're often described as being black or dark in color with humanoid forms and sharp claws. Some stories also depict them as having goat-like features such as hooves and horns. They are said to be mischievous and destructive, causing trouble for humans by knocking over trees and damaging buildings. Some believe that they are the spirits of the dead, while others see them as a symbol of the chaos and disorder that comes with the transition from the old year to the next. They would emerge from the underground during the Christmas season and attempt to sabotage the celebrations. To protect themselves from the Kallikantzaroi, people would take various precautions. Some would hang garlic or other strong-smelling herbs around their home, believing that they would keep this creature out. Others would leave food or drinks out for the creature, hoping to appease them and prevent them from causing any sort of trouble. At a number 1 spot, we have Père Fouettard. Père Fouettard is a complex and intriguing figure in French folklore, with many different interpretations and versions of his story. His name directly translates to Father Whipper, and he's known as France's Christmas boogeyman. In some tales, he's a wicked butcher who kidnaps and murders 3 children, only to be captured by Saint Nicholas himself and forced to become his servant after Saint Nicholas revived the kids. I know, crazy. However, in some versions, he is simply a companion of Saint Nicholas who helps him hand out punishment to naughty children. Regardless of the specifics of his origin story, Père Fouettard is often portrayed as a frightening and intimidating figure, carrying a whip or a switch to whip naughty children. Some versions of the legend even suggest that he has the power to kidnap children or capture them and just take them away with him. Well, these are the top 10 scary figures that have terrorized Christmas. What do you guys think about this list? Leave a comment down below with your thoughts. I'm your host Andrew, and I hope you guys have a scary day.